What up guys, welcome to Re-H.A.B. My name is Han and today I'm going to teach you guys on how to play one of my favorite characters in Overwatch, and her name is Re-H.A.B. So I'm actually in the practice range right now. I'm just going to go over the basic abilities of what she does. So if you guys already know this, I'm going to leave an annotation for you guys somewhere on the screen for you guys to click on to get into the in-depth analysis. So without further ado, let's begin. So Tracer here has two core abilities, which her bread and butter, okay? Which are her bread and butter. She has her blink, which is her left shift. It's on a 2-second cooldown and it can hold up to 3 charges. I personally like to use the right click button just because it's a lot faster. You know, faster to access. But that's just whatever you guys feel comfortable with. So her next ability is her rewind. It basically takes her back to 1 or 2 seconds of where she is. So I'm in this location right here. I jump up the stairs right here and I see 3 tanks. I want to get back to safety. I press E. I'm back to where I was, right? Pretty self-explanatory. So now, before my ult gets charged up, I want to talk about her range, okay? So her range. So in this game, there are long range champion, there are medium range champion, then there are short range champion, right? Tracer, it's categorized in my opinion around the short to medium range, just cause that's where she is most effective. All right, so if I shoot from here, if I land all my bullets, I could kill the robot. However, if I just get even on the stairs and shoot at this training robot right here, doesn't land a kill. And I have to reload, right? So what you should be doing as Tracer is blink in as close as you can, move around, and basically just shoot. That's simple. If you're ever in danger and you shoot and you get low health, you rewind to go back to where you were and you can regain your health. If you don't get what I mean, here's a good example. So my rewind's charged up. Let's say I'm here, charging in. Oh hey, you're shooting me. That hurts. I'm at 134 health. Psych, I'm back at 150 health to where I was. So it's your rewind ability is a really good escape tool. Okay, enough about that. I'll get more in depth with her skill later. Her next skill, which is her ultimate, is her pulse bomb. It's a sticky bomb. It basically sticks and it blows people up, as you can see right there, right? Pretty cool. Her pulse bomb usually kills people in one hit, except for the tanks such as Reinhardt, Winston, Zarya, etc. It doesn't really kill them in one hit, but your pulse bomb should be on the priority targets anyway. So without further ado, let's begin on the in-depth analysis of how to play a Tracer effectively and how you should coordinate with her with your team. Alright, so jumping right into the in-depth analysis, the first thing you must know about Tracer is your role. As Tracer, you must do one or two things. Either be a havoc in the backline or cause a distraction. That being said, always look for an opportunity to flank from behind. Because what's most likely going to happen in this scenario is your teammates are going to attack from the front and the enemy will be focusing on them. They wouldn't really pay attention to the backline or their back in general. So this creates a perfect opportunity for you to pick off the support, the carries, or just to basically get on the point. And if the enemy team does try and stop you, that's perfectly okay, because what tends to happen is out of their 6 members, they will send 2 or 3 members to try and stop you from taking the point or stop you from killing their support and carries. So because of that, your teammate should be able to have a great numbers advantage, right? Because if they send 3 members to try to stop you, it's a 5-on-3. If they send 2 members to stop you, it's a 5-on-4. So overall, your character should be able to distract 2 enemies at once, just because you could blink in and out really fast, which makes it hard to kill you. Alright, let's use this game as an example. So this map is called Volscaria Industry. So the first thing that I do as Tracer is to check if enemy contact would be made during the first choke. And it just so happens that I do. I see a symmetric turret that's placed, and I see a Zarya that's basically guarding the front line. So it's safe to assume that enemy are all bunched up during the first choke. So what's so cool about this map is, as Tracer, if you have 3 blinks, you can get behind the enemy lines without being noticed. So if you come from where the health pack is and blink from to the other platform, totally unnoticeable. So as I proceeded to do that, I noticed there was a Re-H.A.B. running away. You don't really want to mess with the Re-H.A.B. because he's really hard to kill. You want to scope out the priority targets, right? The defensive targets such as a sniper, a Hanzo, a Bastion, or basically a Torbjorn. You know, just those defensive, I would say defensive carries, defensive characters, just so you could easily pick them off, and it's really hard for them to kill you. And when I noticed that my teammates were attacking the enemy, I hurried jumped on point A, and immediately it drew a response. It drew a Zarya to come chase after me, a Symmetra to come chase after me. So basically drew 2 enemies from the front line to come chase after me. And as you can see, I'm blinking around to keep distracting the enemy, and that allows my teammate to have a number advantage on the enemy. So typically this is what you're supposed to do as Tracer. As you can soon see here, another enemy is soon to be focused on me, and that's their enemy Roadhog. Not to mention that I killed their Hanzo earlier. That just means I have 4 of their members occupied. There's Symmetra, there's Zarya, the Hanzo, which is basically dead, and their Roadhog is all focused on me. 2 of their tanks are on me, so that basically makes their front line completely useless and makes my teammate able to barge in and push in super hard to get onto the point. And while all that's happening, you're blinking around, staying alive, withering down with your pistols. So it's a win-win scenario. So now that we've gone over the roles of Tracer, let's get more tactical with her skills and how to use it effectively. So starting with her blink, you should always be using this ability, whether to move around the map or using it in fights. There really isn't a reason not to use the ability. It's on a 2-second cooldown and it holds up to 3 charges. A misconception of this blinking ability is that people think that you only blink forward. Blinking moves you in the direction you're walking, so if you move to the left and you blink to left. If you're walking backward and you blink back, or if you blink backwards. If you move to the right and you blink to the right. The only direction blinking doesn't work is up and down. So, in fights, you should always be using your blinks. It puts you in unpredictable fighting spots so that enemies will have a really hard time to hit you. So always be aware of your charges and keep track of your enemy. I really recommend to lower your mouse sensitivity when playing Tracer so you can react and turn around faster. However, a good rule of thumb that I've been using is don't ever use the 3rd charge unless in the following situation. You have your rewind up, so when you use all 3 charges, you can rewind backwards to a safe position. Or you're using your 3rd blink ability to escape. Or if you're using your 3rd blink to chase down an enemy that you know for sure that you could kill and that you could get away safely. As Tracer, if you lose your 3rd charge during your skirmish/fight, you literally become a sitting duck for 2 seconds, where enemies could take advantage and gun you down. Keep in mind, Tracer has one of the lowest health in Overwatch. So moving on to Tracer's next ability is her Rewind. This ability is what makes Tracer a semi-tick in a sense. It changes her from 150 to 300 health. With Rewind being at a 10-second cooldown, you should not be spamming that move. You should be only using that move in unfavorable situations, such as when you're out of blinks, you're getting cornered, or you're losing in a skirmish. So now that we got that covered, let's talk about when you should use it during a fight. A rule of thumb that I use during a skirmish fight is whenever I get below 100 health, I tend to use Rewind to go back to 150 health. And any other time is pretty self-explanatory and just use it during instinct. And yeah, that's it. This basically covers the ability Rewind. So on to our last ability, the Pulse Bomb, which is a sticky bomb that does a massive amount of damage to anything that's nearby. The first thing you must not do with this ability is hold on to it. I know, it sounds weird, but always look for it to use it in a skirmish fight, one-on-one, or group fight. The reason why is, as Tracer, you'll get more opportunity to get more Pulse Bomb throughout the match. Since you're always in the backline looking for fights, you should be able to recharge your ultimate pretty fast. However, with that being said, there are opportunities to use your Pulse Bomb effectively. I know it's counterintuitive to what I just said, but when you do get your Pulse Bomb, try to scout out these opportunities. If none arises, feel free to use it whenever you want. The first scenario is when you get your Pulse Bomb and you see the enemy support. What support tends to do is obviously heal their team. So for example, like this Mercy right here, she's healing this Roadhog. And it's easy for me to land a sticky bomb on the Roadhog and kill both her and the Roadhog together. So it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So by using that as an example, whenever you have your pulse bomb, try to scout out their support because they tend to be near their team. So when you do stick onto them, they will literally blow up their own teammates instead of be healing them. So scenario 2. So what this game all have in common is objective. And people tend to flock towards objective, right? So as such, when you have your pulse bomb and people are on the objective, you should always try to look for an opportunity to blow people up within the objective. So here's an example of what I did. I noticed that the Torbjorn turret was on the payload, so it was easy for me to land a sticky bomb onto the payload, and it was easy for me to kill whoever was on it. Unfortunately, due to Reinhardt shield, I wasn't able to kill the turret. So with that being said, if you're on the attacking side, always look for the defensive heroes such as Bastions and Torbjorns. Just cause they're always stationary, it's easy for your sticky bomb to land. So just to recap here, Tracer is really good on both offense and defense just because there are always support and offensive heroes. And Tracer is really good at ripping them apart. So don't be afraid to go Tracer and look for duels. And that's it folks for my Tracer guide. Thanks for watching. If you think I missed anything or want to add something that you do as Tracer, feel free to comment down below. I would love to hear it. And remember, Tracer has a really high skill cap and has a lot of room for outplay, so consistently practice with her and you'll definitely be better. And whenever you die as Tracer, just remember to
keep calm.